Alright, well, my hands are nice and dirty. Feels good. But we are making progress. So I put in a couple more Swiss chard over here and a cherry tomato that I'm going to run up the back side of the fence there and come up on top. So grow the taller stuff in the back. Check it out, I got my first strawberries. If you can see those, let's see. The nice strawberries. Starting to get a few strawberries. Probably the June bearing. Put Swiss chard, the rainbow Swiss chard, in each corner of this bed here. One there and one there. The pickling cucumbers are in both sides. And the zucchinis. I got the zucchini in here and the zucchini over there. So we're getting there. A few more things to plant here. Alright guys, well, and gals, I should say. And we say guys, I don't know why, but you know what I mean. I'm not being a sexist or discriminatory in any way. This is last year's potting mix in here. What I do is, at the end of the year, I dump all my pots into a tote like this, and then I just throw it in the back of the yard. And then the next year, I dump it out onto a tarp like this. Okay, and what that does is it lets me mix everything in. So I'm going to take these other buckets and things like that of soil that I have, just old soil, even, you know, little Bonnies or whatever that didn't make it. I'll take the plant out and then just put the, I can actually do this right now, do it one-handed, and I'll just dump out what's in there. And take out any plant material. And I just keep doing that every year. Then what I do is I add a mixture of 3 different composts. Now I try to go organic the best that I can, but you know, it is what it is. So I do a manure from Bovong. This year I'm doing the Harvest Super Powered Organic, which is also a dehydrated, composted manure. And another brand. Now the reason why I do 3 different brands is each manufacturer or place it comes from uses different things to make their compost. So by going with 3 different, I'm getting a broader spectrum of compost and manure and things like that. Now this is what they have locally to me, you know, at my local Lowe's or Home Depot, so it's what I use. I usually, in my other gardens, I do the same thing. In the beds and they're in the ground, I use the compost from my compost bin with those beds over there because it's kind of a global, I guess, environment, where when I'm doing it in pots and things like that, the environment is such a micro environment that I would rather not use anything out of my own compost bin. Not for any particular reason, I have, just this is just how I do it, I guess. But yeah, so I'll take this material here, you know, all my pots, nice black potting mix, and break it up and mix it all together with this. I'll add some lime to counteract the acidity of peat moss, and some Epsom salt and the nutrients. Now, as you can see, as I mix it up, there are seeds in here. You know, there's some cherry tomato, probably weed seeds, might even be some different plant diseases, who knows? You know, like blight or anything like that. I mean, it is possible. I don't usually have a problem with it, but I really can't worry about it. I don't believe in sterilizing the soil and bleaching all my pots and all that stuff. I just never done it. I don't have time for it. I just put everything together, plant everything. And it usually works out very well. I might lose a couple plants. I might get reduced production in a few, maybe. I don't know. I've never noticed it. I've always had more than I can eat and more than I can share. For me, it might not be the right way, and I know all you garden people out there are probably wanting to reach through your computer screens and choke me, but this is how I do it. This is not necessarily how you should do it, but at least I do something. A lot of people don't even do anything. They just go to the store and buy it all the time, which is fine too. I enjoy this. This is relaxation for me. All right. Well, now that the soil is all mixed up, looking really nice and dark, it holds together nice. Now we can start filling some of our pots and get some of this other stuff planted. I guess I'll just show you the end result. I don't think you guys need to see 20 minutes of me putting plants into pots and things like that. So this is going to be one of the hardest things about full-time RVing, is losing the garden. Because I'm not traveling, I'm looking for community gardens to get a plot at. And then I can probably just pull right up to the community garden with the Class C and just do some work, pick, maybe even hang out there for the day. So that's what I'm kind of trying to find now. Some areas have them all over. Unfortunately, in an area like this with houses all over the place, there's not much call for it. Nobody really gardens anymore around here. It's sad. But it is what it is. It's getting there. My yard's a mess, but we'll get it cleaned up. Hey guys. All right, so I've been working hard. It's about almost 5 o'clock. Shoulder's starting to bother me a little bit, so we're gonna just clean up, maybe get a few more things planted into the buckets. Let me show you the buckets. All right, so here's the mound of dirt, the soil that I blended together. And you can see I've repotted the Carolina Reapers. Oh, there's still an old pod on there. And the fig. Now when you repot your fig, you can always turn the ball so that you're readjusting vertical, so you don't have something that just keeps growing out the side. So I kind of tilted it a little bit and packed it in, cut the roots up, broke it up a little bit, and then it'll be happy with the new soil. Same thing with the Carolina Reaper. You see the little tiny pods coming out. That's because it was growing indoors over the winter, and I'm just about out of soil. But if you look, all my pots are full. Well, not all of them, but most of them. So these two green ones here will be my radishes for now, and these two smaller ones will be red lettuce. And the small ones will be for herbs, things like that. The bigger ones for some of the collards, Swiss chard, kale, tomatoes, things like that. Still need more soil. Still have a lot to plant, as you can see. But for now, I think that's going to be it. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment. You know I love comments, like interacting with you guys, and you know, share this video. Never know what you're going to see on my channel, I'll tell you that, because many of the things I do are spur of the moment. All right, guys, see you traveling the tubes. Take care.